Hi everyone, my name is Lela and welcome to When the Heart Speaks. Today I have some special guests with me today, TJ, Matan, and Prea. So today we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. But before we talk about New Year's resolution, I want to talk a little bit about 2018, what we learned in 2018, what are things that we would do differently in 2018, and how did that year impact us and prepare us for 2019. So let's talk about New Year's resolutions for a second. Do you guys believe in New Year's resolutions?
I could jump right in and say that I personally, I'm not a big believer in New Year's resolutions. And this is because over the course of years growing up, I would start a New Year's resolution. I think I knew what I wanted to accomplish for that year. And then come around March, I would give up. Everything would just sort of crumble. So what I have cultivated over the years was setting goals and sort of a framework for myself that defined how I approached my year. It really guides decisions I make, the activities I choose to do, and how I approach anything that comes at me within that year. Last year, my framework was intentionality and commitment. And everything that I wanted or needed to do, I always asked myself, are you being intentional and are you committed? And that really helped set that tone for 2018.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's interesting. I also find that a year is such a long span of time that it's hard to be consistent and even be interested in the same things over such a long, like a year. So I find setting goals is important, but not for an entire year, maybe more for like a quarter of a year or a month.
Yeah, I believe that you should set a goal for the year, but just have the action steps broken down so that they're in more manageable chunks, so that it's not so overwhelming, because it is easy to just forget it and like end in March because it's just, you don't know what to do, you change your mind on what you want to do. But as long as you kind of have an idea of what you want to accomplish that year and break it down into little pieces, then I think that's what you should do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with New Year's resolutions, but I just don't think that you need to wait for a new year to make new goals and make new decisions. You can start anytime. You can make a new decision today, So, yeah. So let's talk about 2018 though. Because honestly, I feel like 2018, for some people it was a great year, other people it wasn't a great year. I want to know, how was your 2018? What are you most proud of in 2018?
2018 was a great year for me. I would say a great year, not because everything went as I thought it should, but it was actually the first year that I got a chance I went on a mission trip by myself. I was in the Philippines for 5 weeks, all of July and the first week of August. I went to meet a group of people I did not know, surrounded by people I did not know, speaking a language I did not speak, in a country I've never been to, a 23-hour flight by myself. But honestly, it was one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life, not only to serve others and serve God, but also to step out of my comfort zone. And that had been my prayer for quite some time. And to actually see the physical manifestation of that was breathtaking.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, I find it's hard to even remember what my resolutions were for 2018. It's so long ago. But I think one of the things that I'm really happy about is I work at a startup, and I've been a designer, the only designer in this startup until now, until the middle of 2018. And I was able to hire somebody for the first time, and that was a new process and something completely new that I'm really proud of that.
Wow. That's a good accomplishment. Along the same lines, one of the things I'm most proudest of is that my husband and I have been able to travel and live anywhere in the world that we would like while running our business online. So that has been a huge accomplishment. We've seen 7 countries in 2018, making lots of great memories and having great experiences.
So you guys all gave really good answers. I'm most proud of all the things I did in 2018 that I did for the very first time. So like TJ and like Prea, you guys are saying, I also traveled by myself. I went to Spain this year, so that was exciting. I also took myself out to dinner on Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow.
By myself.
By
It was,
yourself?
yes, it was amazing. And yeah, I also did some online dating for the first time. So
Okay.
2018 did a lot of really great moments. Wow. Yes. So, but I also want to know, what did 2018 teach you? If you could somehow summarize all the lessons learned, all the experiences learned in 2018, what did you learn from them?
So for me, that would be, I really learned to set time aside for myself. Being an entrepreneur, there's always a million things to do and business tasks that have to be done, so many things to do. But I was like, no, I need to set aside time for myself. So I set a whole day aside where I give myself permission to do whatever I want first. Any business task will be later. For me, my me task is usually painting. Oh. And then during the week, I set a cutoff time to stop working on the business tasks. I'm like, no, that's it. It's my evening. It's me time.
Well, I had a very similar learning where I realized the to-do list never gets shorter.
Right?
You can just run faster and faster and faster, and it's always going to be there. So identifying what is it that I want to be working, what's meaningful for me, and then putting it in the calendar, because otherwise it's going to be eaten away.
Right, exactly.
And for me, 2018, it really taught me that your greatest challenge oftentimes is yourself. We often think that, I can't do it until you start doing it. So very similar to what you had said, I can't rest because there's so many things to be done until you actually intentionally take the time to rest. Or, I can't get through this list, there's too much to do, until you start crossing them off as you're doing it. That's one thing 2018 taught me, that get over yourself and you notice that you are getting things done.
That's really, really good. One thing that 2018 taught me is the importance of writing things down. So I always have so many ideas, so many thoughts, so many things I want to do. And unless I write them down, they just don't get done. And it just kind of helps me not get too overwhelmed by just writing down in order, what's important, what matters right now. So I would say that. And I also say 2018 also just taught me to remain humble. Because sometimes, you just get a little overly confident. So just to always remain humble and to put God first. I feel like when I do that, things just flow so much easier and I have just more time for other things. Yeah. I kind of want to know, going into 2019, can you take the lessons that you learned in 2018? What are you hoping to see in 2019? If you have any goals, what are some of your goals for 2019?
For me, I think that to-do list, that never-ending to-do list, isn't coming with me to 2019. I left it behind, and I'm really just trying to make sure I'm deliberate about what I'm spending my time on. I don't have a resolution for 2019, but I do have a bunch of goals for the first 3 months. So I've outlined where I want to go in my career in the next 3 months, what kind of dancing I want to learn, and I've shared it with a bunch of people, so I can't go back on that after at least 3 months.
For me, similar to what was said, being intentional about what I want to do in 2019, already planning my next mission trip this year. Really my framework for 2019 is continuing to step out of my comfort zone and being intentional about that. And I too want to take up dancing. Salsa and hip hop. Funny enough, salsa, because I have a tendency to control. And as a woman, that's a dance where you need to relinquish leadership and let the man lead. So I am hoping to use that to teach me a lesson as well. And again, just making sure my circle are keeping me accountable of all the things that in those little steps I'm using to better myself each and every day.
Yeah. So good.
That's an interesting reason to learn how to dance.
And Matan, what kind of dancing do you want to learn?
I started flamenco a few months ago. So I've been doing that, and I've tried salsa a few times. The problem with having to lead is you have to know what you're doing, and so I do sometimes envy the women the fact that you could just go and dance even though you don't know what necessarily you're doing.
Yeah. I enjoy dancing as well, salsa. Yeah, I understand what you mean. To be able to dance, you need the leader to lead you, and you just do whatever he's doing. But he has to know what he's doing. So I understand. Yeah. So for me, for 2019, I'm looking at more ways to share my experiences with the world. More so like how I got to where I am today with all of our entrepreneurial endeavors that my husband and I have started, and whether it's like writing more books, making blogs, videos. We want to share our travel experiences and add to our book that we've already written, How to Plan Your Way to Success. So we just want to keep doing that and see where 2019 brings us.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. So for 2019, I actually have 2 goals for 2019. So my 2 goals is just to be consistent and be confident. So I always have lots of ideas and I always want to be creative and grow and try new things, but I need just to be consistent at them. So that's 2019 is just being consistent and just being confident in all that I do. So just learning just to kind of step out more, not be so afraid, not be so timid, and just kind of have fun. So it's like the 2 C's, consistency and confidence.
Are you going to put it up somewhere?
I am. I will. Okay. Maybe I'll even make a t-shirt and say C.
I'll do that.
Awesome. So the reason why I'm asking these questions is because I feel like life is really precious and time can go by so quickly. So it's good just to take a moment just to reflect on your life and just to learn from your previous experiences so that you can go into the following year with a solid foundation. So guys, thank you so much for being a part of my show.
Welcome. Thanks for having us.
You guys are so amazing. And if you want to learn more about my guests, I'll put their information in the description box below. And we want to hear from you. We want to know, what did 2018 teach you? And if you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.